Good evening. This time last night, I was sitting here, well, I mean, at the same time, with a bit of hope that we would have a new manager bounce and we would see a bit of effort, and all we got was a great big FU from the players. Now, Danny Rowe, he came in here with his eyes wide open. He came in, he knows what the players are like, he knows the lack of effort, the problems we've got, whether it's a mental thing, and I think a lot of it is. And I'm still putting that blame on Martin because he confused the life out of them. And I don't like saying this, but let's be honest, footballers are not known for their brains, you know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that, but so information overload, spreadsheets and you know what I mean? It's like being a maths, a geometry or algebra teacher, like, you know what I mean, teaching stuff. I don't need to know this, I just want to know how to kick a football, So, Danny Rose said that he's mentioned the mentality thing like that, so he's seen that. He thinks he can make it better. He thinks he can work with what he's got, but he'll also have asked, the winter transfer window. Sorry, I want to be able to get players in. The thing is, and I've seen a lot of people rightly saying on the page about getting players in at the Christmas period. It's notoriously difficult to do so, because teams are in the middle of that season. And if they're playing well, they don't want to upset the apple cart. So if we do want somebody, we probably have to pay over the odds for them. Right, you want so and so, the left back, right back, centre half, striker. You're gonna have to pay extra for them. The Rangers tax and the transfer window tax. We've got money, but at the same time, excuse me, sorry for that. He's got to go, and like we saw the Rangers fan giving him pelters last night. We saw he's got to think, is it worth it? You know what I mean? And it's like he's not going to last. See, the thing is, that's it. There was a chat posted on the page. I think he's obviously boardroom level, or certainly knows how that functions wherever he works. I can't remember your name, but sorry for that. He pointed out you never sack 3 or call them executive levels in the same day or the same period. It's just not the done thing. It upsets the apple cart, even though they're not all 3 were not performing well. It's not the done thing. Now, I've said for a few weeks now, I've plenty have. I hate people saying I told you so. I've thought and I've posted that I think Theo is going anyway, but it's finding his replacement. I'm going to assume that both those positions, Stewart's and Thelway's positions, were looking for somebody, And that's right, there was somebody said today, when the games are playing at Ibrox, why is Thelway sitting there taking notes? You know what I mean? And now there's a few that could be me overthinking, and I'm really guilty of overthinking. There's a lot you point out now and again, but that's just the way I'm not going to change. What notes does he really need of a player that's already at Rangers? If he's at a team watching, if he's at X team somewhere watching a player, fine, I want you to see him take notes, but if he's, because people have said that Thelwell picked a team, and I'm like, I've vehemently said, no, he's not, but you know what? I wonder if he's got influence. Like, we know that Moore's got to play, I believe Big Ricky. Ricky will probably be on tonight, his podcast called What's All About the Bears, great guy Ricky is. I'm sure Ricky said he's got to play something like 22 or 24 games contractually. The thing is, that's not unusual, because like I've said, if we send somebody to Ayr United, Dundee United, whoever, we want them to play football, we're not sending them there to warm the bench. So when people throw that one about, why are we playing them players? Well, we brought them in to start the games. Excuse me. And then there's other people saying, should rip this player's contract up, rip that player's contract up. There's no point, because we've got to pay it in full. Remember, the football world at high end doesn't operate like our world, I mean, if I made a mistake like Thal did, I'd have him on chopper up that helideck in the next hour, but and I'm even on a Friday evening, but it's just, it's like, we've been here before, haven't we? That's the thing, we've been here before, but it's worrying, but at the same time, it's the scarring that this clown Martin's left, and the battles we've got with Thelwell and Stewart, because it was about me yesterday, and when I saw it, Thelwell's and Thelwell's interviews, maybe, but it's like, he's a lying toad, you know what I mean, a lying toad. And like somebody's pointing out Tierney and all that we could have bought back. The biggest one's Lawrence Shankland. We could have got him for free, and I assumed, because he didn't re-sign with Hearts right away, that was a kind of come and get me. I may be wrong, but it's like, I hope the football team I want to play for comes and get me. There was people that said, he's not in his class. He is. he's a goal scorer, and there's no such thing as the Rangers class when they're talking like that either. It's Rangers class means the way you function, not necessarily your skill set. It's representing the club well, giving effort. You know what I mean? Staying off the front pages, you know. But listen, people said last night we were getting forward a lot quicker last night than we have been. But let me see. But that's it, another one. This is why I don't do notice here. If you've got this far, you know I do this pretty raw. I forgot what I was going to say. A donut. Yeah. Right. When they took over Chef Wednesday, they were bottom of the league, and they were told by every man on Sunday they're going to get relegated. So the mindset of those players were like, we're going to get relegated. Somehow Dyer came in and managed to get into their head. No, you're not going to relegate, and they climbed to mid-table at 12th. And I saw somebody today saying, they only finished 12th in the league and the championship or whatever it was. Mate, if they were going to get relegated, and apparently they were a dead cert to get relegated. It wasn't just they might, they were going down. He managed to drag them out of that. So that proves to me that he can change a player's mindset. You know what I mean? And again, look at every single player, every single pundit, everyone that said something to do with Dyer. There isn't one negative. There isn't a negative. They all say he's a man. Now, I know we get thrown at it's Rangers. Listen, we're not getting Klopp. You know what I mean? And if somebody mentioned his age today, it's like, come on, man, smarten up. You know, there's a few people said it, but anyway, let's see what happens. You know what I mean? And the guy's only been here, let's be honest, he's been here hours. It was 50 minutes last night when somebody started complaining we should get rid of him on the page. I was like, I can't even. Anyway, but if on longer than I should do, but it's Friday, so let's see what happens against Kilmarnock at Ibrox. I said it was at Rugby Park, the previous chat. As you know, I get a lot of that kind of stuff wrong, but I don't, you know what I mean? That's the way I am. But let's see what happens. It's tough times, it's rough, but we've got to give this chap, he's getting a chance. He's not getting sacked this season, I'll tell you that. There's no way we're getting rid of him. Why am I even talking like that? He's here and he's going to do well for us. There we go. Cheers.